Over the years, there have been many American entrepreneurs who have had significant contributions to freedom and prosperity. One great example of this is Henry Ford. He was the founder of the Ford Motor Company and a sponsor of the development of the assembly line technique of mass production.
Henry Ford built on a strong foundation of good business practices to help him succeed. He knew that new methods of production could lead to economic progress. He also knew if he wanted to succeed, he needed to work hard and take individual responsibility.
One thing that he knew was very important to prosperity was knowing your market. Henry Ford once said, "If I had simply asked people what they wanted, they would have asked me for faster horses." So knowing your market is not just knowing what they want, but knowing what they will need in the future before they even know they need it. Before building an automobile, he did a lot of research on who would buy it, how much they could afford to pay, and what they would want and need in a car.
Another key factor to prosperity is efficiency. Henry Ford once said, "It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste." He was able to be efficient through the use of large production plants, standardized and interchangeable parts, and the moving assembly line. A key advantage of the moving assembly line is that it allows faster assembly with less labor compared to having workers carry parts to a single and central workstation. It also takes advantage of distributing work through division of labor within the workforce.
He also treated his workers good to retain employees and produce quality products which allowed him to be efficient. Ford Motor was able to inexpensively produce larger outputs using this manufacturing process. The improvement in production allowed him to drop the price of the car and increase his employees' wages without decreasing his profit. Another factor Ford focused on to reach prosperity was focus on quality. He said, "Quality means doing it right when no one is looking." He wanted the brand to stand for good quality if his name was going to be on it, so instead of rushing to launch the product, they wanted to have 100% confidence in the automobiles.
The private enterprise system is what allowed Henry Ford to accomplish all that he did. With private property, Henry Ford was able to develop the assembly line, which allowed the mass production to take place. Having the freedom to own property gave him the incentive to produce what others wanted, which then many people would benefit from.
The consumers would be pleased with the product he offered through the private enterprise system. Also, he was able to stimulate the economy by employing workers with the system he used. He could hire unskilled workers and was not a hard task to train them. By producing products more efficiently and eliminating many expenses of the product, he was able to pay the employees more money while at the same time it allowed him to create more wealth for himself.
Because the novel manufacturing process allowed cost-effective and time-efficient mass production, the company was able to lower the unit price of the Model T and make it affordable for the average consumer while maintaining desired production levels. He knew if he did not build a quality product at a good price, no one would want it, nor would they have the money to purchase it.
With the profit and loss system, he knew he had to set the right price for the products or else he would end up having surpluses and shortages. With the limited government, he liberated his creative energies and was required to assume individual responsibility.
Overall, Henry Ford's idea turned into one of the biggest things in automobile history. Henry Ford was a great American entrepreneur in history that forever changed how Americans live, work, and travel. He fueled the economy by improving productivity, while him and other manufacturers raised standards of living by creating more high-paying jobs. His revolutionary advancements in the assembly line automobile manufacturing made the Model T the first car to be affordable for a majority of the Americans. For the first time ever, car ownership became a reality for average American workers, not just the wealthy. With Ford doing these things, the other manufacturers end up following his path.